Except my microphone's still way over here. Hello, friends. I just kind of clicked the go live button, so zero preparation whatsoever. I think we're just live. Fantastic. Let me pop out this little doohickey here. Like I said, no no prep. I don't have a lot of time to stream this morning. In fact, I wanted to try to stream about an hour earlier than right now. I wanted to stream sooner than this. That just didn't happen. I was tired, man. I conked out early last night. I was just out like a light. Like I was gonna do some work yesterday before bed, and it just didn't happen. Like nothing got done last night. Golly, just a wasted evening. But anyway, I've made my coffee. I can't be here for very long today because I've got class soon. So let's sneak in an hour of some Chicken Police instead of, doing anything else. Sneak in an hour of Chicken Police while I sip my coffee, so get your coffee ready as well. And, yeah, let's go. I would love to do more streams in the morning. Mornings are when I feel the most creative. Usually I have to wake up first.
I knew she was trouble the first time I saw her. She wore danger like a perfume. It was simply part of her being, and it attracted me, like light attracts the moth people. I wanted to be the microphone as she whispers her melodies, or the pillow she rests her feet on while reading some cheap romance. I wanted to be her nightdress, barely touching, barely covering her marble skin. But I was a cop, and a lifetime wouldn't be enough to rid myself of what a woman like her hides under her makeup. Keep your distance, Sonny. Just keep your distance.
Sunny here fell hard for Natasha here in typical noir style, just like straight femme fatale, just fell for her. We've got what appears to be like a nude painting of what appears to be Natasha from the back, and I don't know how I feel about the what am I looking for? The transition from like furry head down to pretty humanoid, just human back. I guess it is still kind of furry, but it's lighter on the coloring or something. Because I've mentioned this before, where when you back up, right, like they've got like these human hands. We haven't seen one without a shirt. We've got these like animal heads, but then you've got like these human hands. I've mentioned before how that's like uncomfortable to me.
Gee, that is a
oh God, he's talking out loud.
Unique picture, and kind of daring. I admit I've never seen anything quite like it before.
God, Natasha's gonna be like, keep it cool, man.
Yes, I admit it's a little daring. I keep it. It evokes good memories. A precious old friend of mine. A most wonderful artist.
Yeah.
He's got an eye, that's for sure, considering his model.
Was that supposed to be some kind of compliment?
I don't know. I don't compliment often. Not on purpose, anyway.
Oh, you're funny.
He's like, I don't know. I don't usually do this kind of thing. Does the volume seem like it's loud? I'm gonna bump it down. I was messing with my audio the other day, and I realized that I had it turned up way too loud, at least for some games. This game, I knew I wanted it up a little bit louder because the dialogue is kind of... Actually, that's probably a good point. Can I change the audio settings slightly? Tyne Rapier, hey, welcome to the stream. It's a Magic Man Mo Monday. Mo Monday. Mo in the morning is the word I'm looking... I keep saying Monday. My brain shut down trying to say Monday. No, it's trying to say morning. Good. What the heck? A Magic Man Mo in the morning stream. Yeah, no, there's no separate dialogue slider. Wow, that was weird. I was like having an active stroke just now trying to say Magic Man Mo in the morning. I got Monday on the brain. It's Tuesday.
You got a beautiful place here, Natasha. A peaceful little island on the ocean of madness with very classy furniture.
Ibn likes me surrounded by elegant things, you know?
You're an elegant thing yourself, sweetheart.
Oh, that's charming. Thank you, detective.
I get the feeling she's not really like flattered. I'm sure this is something that she probably gets a lot. But she needs something from us, so she's gonna play nice with us,
I bet
you know?
spend a lot of your time staring into the mirror. Do you even recognize yourself?
What does that even mean? What do you mean does she even... She knows herself better than anybody. Just because you're starstruck, Sonny, doesn't mean she is.
Maybe you were trying to be rude, but, you know, that's a very good question.
I was just trying to be rude.
Oh, really? Well, then I'm sorry.
Don't mention it.
Sonny's an oddball. He's an odd duck. Except he's a chicken. The seventh rule of predation. Meredith H. Marble. A chicken police story. Did I even know we had collectibles in this game? Have I even been looking for any? I don't even think I knew. All right, I guess we should probably talk to Natasha herself.
Aware of her charm, and she knows how to use it. A rare and dangerous combination.
Yeah.
How do you like your bourbon, Mr. Featherland?
I think he likes it straight.
In a glass.
Yep.
Thanks, I had a couple before I came. I feel like this may be a long night.
I hope it doesn't bother you if I have one myself.
I get offended if women don't drink in my company.
They usually need to. Ha! Ba-ding!
Oh, you are a funny guy.
So I've been told.
Yes. Look, Mr. Featherland.
It's sunny. Saves us a lot of time.
A little bit of time.
Okay, Sonny.
So, why am I here?
You know, men tend to babble in my presence.
I've been doing a lot of babbling actually so far, so nothing new there.
It must be exhausting.
It is, but you're not the type to beat around the bush.
Actually, no, I beat around the bush quite a bit. We were talking about your painting, the mirror, the chandelier. We've actually been doing a lot of beating around the bush.
Is it too banal if I tell you it's an occupational hazard?
Oh, I'm all about hazards.
Terribly.
So can I start the unpleasant questions?
I've asked you here so you can do what you do best.
Which is good because honestly, I'm still unclear as to what threats. She's been receiving threats. If you're walking into this new, she's been receiving like threats of some kind and she wants us to investigate. But I don't even really know what the threats are.
Really? I thought you asked because you wanted me to investigate for you. But if you'd rather be drinking...
Oh, you do have a sense of humor. How reassuring.
It would actually be kind of unreassuring that we're not sure that he's he's very professional.
Only if I'm a bit hungover. That's usually quite common.
Right, he is just a walking ball of red flags.
Oh, please drop the act about being the alcoholic, heartbroken ex-cop, Sonny. It would undoubtedly suit you, but I've seen you scanning my room.
I have been doing that.
From the second you set foot in here, you started working, and everything I say gets sorted in your brain. Am I right?
I mean, that's being generous, but...
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, it's something like that.
Well then, Sonny, come at me.
Okay, well, that's suggestive.
Well, that's something I don't hear often. With pleasure.
I was gonna say, that's like, those are the words that Sonny's been waiting to hear ever since he laid eyes on her. We're not gonna do it quite like that, but we are gonna interrogate you.
Natasha is a confident woman. I can exploit that. But I must be careful. Every part of her oozes danger.
Oozes. She's simply oozing. Yeah, don't mind me. If I ever just stop randomly and like stare down, it's because I'm on my phone. Try not to be offended. Okay. Natasha Katzinko. She's confident. Yeah, we know that. And we're starting at a dead even neutral split here on the detective meter, so we're not too bad off. Not like with Ibn. Ibn was very suspicious of us earlier.
That was a remarkable performance.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do you perform here frequently? You're also the owner, if I'm not mistaken.
She is. So I mean, that's a good way. If she's popular, it's a good way to continue like bringing in success at your place of business, right?
Sadly, I don't have the time. But this stage still calls my name, and I perform just a few times a year, and always with a new song.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is New Year's Eve.
So that was all the excitement.
I have many admirers, if that's what you mean. Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to like bring in business on specific days. Is kind of let it loose, like let people let it slip that she's gonna be performing. People probably flock to the club. She's confident and mysterious. All right. Place is very elegant, and so is your room. The picture on the wall is quite daring. We've literally discussed both of these things already. I think she mentioned before that she liked that we weren't the type of person to beat around the bush. So I think the most, or rather the least beating around the bush is probably going to the picture, because she's the one receiving threats. So if we keep this kind of about her, that might be the best.
The picture on the wall is quite daring.
Only if you knew how old I was at the time.
Okay, that's concerning.
I think I'm on a slippery slope.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Come on, don't be shy. Ask me.
I'm very uncomfortable now.
All right. How old were you?
I'm already uncomfortable with the weird, like, you know, animal heads and vaguely human bodies as it is. She's not gonna actually tell us.
Did you really believe I'd tell you?
I don't know how old she's supposed to be now. Do we know that information? She's not, like, old.
You're quite a player, aren't you?
Life is anything but a game, detective.
Because Ibn, she's Ibn's boyfriend, and Ibn is like this, he's like a mobster, but like he's kind of selling off a lot of his businesses, so he's kind of becoming a washed up mobster. I bet he's like kind of on the older side, but not old. He seems like he's still not. I bet she's younger than he is, though.
You tell me.
Because there's some kind of business partnership there as opposed to a romantic one. I think Ibn wants it to be more romantic than Natasha is actually letting it be. I think she's just kind of a very shrewd businesswoman, and she lets her like sort of appearance get her way, you know what I mean? She knows how to use her assets, her intelligence, her presence, all of that. We should not underestimate Natasha. She knows what she's up to. What can you tell me about Ibn Westler? It's not really about Ibn, though. You think one of your admirers might be behind your threats? Yeah, I guess we should just jump into it, because we're not really here for Ibn. We don't really care.
Do you think one of your admirers might be behind the threats?
Those who admire me usually idolize me. No, I don't think it's one of them.
But, I mean, admittedly, like, if your relationship with Ibn is public, you could have, like, a crazy admirer that, like, you know, wants you for, like, themselves, right? And it's like, if they can't have you, then no one can have you type of thing. People think crazy.
You know, the soul of an animal is extremely complicated. Sometimes all it takes is a bad look or some small rejection to turn admiration into hate.
This is true.
That's a stillborn theory. No one hates me if they once loved me, Mr. Detective.
Ah, I see.
She might also be a little full of herself. Cold. Why Deborah? She's a nice girl, but why didn't you come to me? Oh yeah, Deborah was the girl that I forget what she's like an assistant or something. Deborah was waiting for me at my office instead of Natasha. This whole case stinks. What are you trying to make me do? Do you have any material evidence concerning the threats? I would assume so. But I think we might want to jump around to the Deborah move. I feel like she's not going to answer this, or the answer is going to be really obvious. She's popular. She can't be out slinking around at my side of at my neck of the woods.
Why Deborah? She's a nice girl, but why didn't you come to me?
Didn't you ask her the same thing already?
I did, but I like to hear it from all sides.
Well, since this whole thing started, I admit I'm not too keen on leaving my home. When I do, it's only with an escort.
All right.
Ibn Wessler has nothing to do with this?
Ibn has everything to do with me. Almost everything. But I didn't want to upset him with this. He thinks I'm overreacting.
That all kind of checks out. This is all stuff we have heard from other people.
Deep behind the diamond skin lies the truth. It doesn't matter how hard Natasha's trying to hide it. She's scared. Now I must concentrate to finally find out what I want to know.
Okay. We're doing really well so far. We've not gotten any negatives.
What was in those threats, exactly?
That's what I've been wanting to know this entire game.
The message itself is not a threat. It's just a word.
Well, then why did you say it was threats?
But a word again and again is threatening.
Sure.
Exactly.
Okay, well, what's this word?
So,
You really don't have any idea? Which word could be used for a woman like me?
I've got a handful of guesses, but none of them are substantiated.
I guess I do. Yes, I think I know what it could be.
Whore.
Okay, yep, that wasn't the one I was thinking of. I was thinking someone could be just synonyms of that. If someone is trying to like overly sexualize her, you got whore, you got slut, you got I just had another one and it's gone. Things like that. Okay, but like that's interesting. We know she's in a relationship with Ibn. And yet we know she performs at a nightclub where obviously kind of being sexualized is a part of the attraction to the show. But do we know that she has very many suitors? Like, I don't know her to be promiscuous, right?
Cat got your tongue? Am I right? You heard it. I said what you were thinking. And yes, that was in the message. That was printed on the paper and painted on my wall in giant red letters.
I was gonna say, Sunny doesn't really need to be embarrassed about that being the first insult to come to mind. She's a woman. She's an attractive woman. If someone's trying to insult an attractive woman, that is a common one, right?
No, thank you for your honesty.
That doesn't take a detective to guess. All right. We did get a positive on that, so let's see. I guess it doesn't really matter why the threats are being... Well, it might matter why the threats are being made, depending on who's making them. No one's ever seen the culprit, not even a shadow? Probably not. Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you? Between her and the mystery person, or between her and Ibn? What about Filmar? Is he here because of you? I don't know why Filmar is here. I actually forgot Filmar is here. He's got information for us after we speak to Natasha. He said we wouldn't understand until we'd spoken to her. I suggest you lie low. She's just gonna say that's an impossibility. She might not even know Filmar is here, so that might not go over well. She might know. She may have reached out to him specifically, kind of like she reached out to me, actually. It's possible. I feel like I could go down probably this whole list. I want to start with this one, though. Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship? I don't know what Sunny means.
Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you?
I don't know if that means between her and Ibn.
You mean I'm a cat?
Okay.
And he's a rat?
I didn't think of it that way. I thought more of like, as from a business partner standpoint. Yeah, you're a cat, he's a rat, but the rat is also a mobster. So he's actually got probably more power over you, if not for the fact that you have him wrapped around your finger.
Every interracial relationship has risk. But yes, this one's more conspicuous than most.
Clawville's a very open and free city, but I guess you see more radical transgressions than I do.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we just came from a diner where insect people are very profiled against. So yeah, no, interspecies things. There is definitely interspecies racism in the universe of this game. So that is very much a thing.
One of the most common causes in homicidal and predatory cases, ma'am. So, yes.
And this is one thing that I have to keep in mind, because we are in a world of animal people. They're not all like exactly like humans. There are cases where predator type animals have preyed upon other animals. Like that is a type of crime in this city that does exist. And she's a cat. I don't know what that might, maybe there's some kind of other animal out there that sees that relationship as unnatural or something like that, and therefore the threats are being made.
Well, I don't know about that. Nobody ever questioned our relationship openly. We are what we are. And you know, if you're interested in my personal feelings, danger fills our relationship with a flavor no other can replace.
Okay.
It must be one interesting relationship, that's for sure. I'm not sure I can feel the same, but I can certainly understand it.
Yeah, I can imagine Sonny can understand it because he's a chicken. Cats can and do eat chickens. Just like they can eat rats.
Maybe one day you'll experience it, Sonny. Have you ever been with a predator before?
That feels like foreshadowing.
Well,
not that I know of. I think Molly what was Molly? Like a parakeet or something?
that's unsteady ground, Natasha. Let's turn the questioning around, if you don't mind.
As you wish, Sonny.
Steady ground. I don't know that Sonny has had many suitors, especially not since Molly. He was head over heels with Molly. And she's gone now. I forget what happened to Molly. I think she left us? I don't think she's dead. Is she dead, or did she just leave us? I don't remember. It's been a minute since I learned about Molly. All right, well, that questioning didn't go south. I don't think it did. I wasn't paying attention. How many fools like me have you used up, Natasha? Well, that's my only option, so that's what we're going
How
for.
many fools like me have you used up, Natasha?
This is not the line of questioning I actually wanted to take. Although, admittedly, we might get some insight. Like, is one of these fools Filmar? I'm still curious.
In all my life? Well...
I just forget it. I don't want to know. Curiosity killed the cat. No pun intended.
That could have, okay.
I'm just joking. You're not a fool, Sonny. I know that was supposed to be a kind of insult, but it usually rolls right off me. I can't take cock-a-doodling, so you can put aside the strutting stuff while you're talking to me.
I make a cat pun, she makes a chicken pun.
Fair point. Broadcast received, ma'am. Natasha is a mysterious woman, but I must gouge out at least one of her secrets. Enough games. It's time to know why I'm here.
Minus 60. Oh, okay. So yeah, we definitely went down the wrong line of questioning. We definitely went down the line. That's upsetting. She does know Molly, though. Let's stop beating around the bush. How do you know Molly? That's not the line of questioning I want to take, but it's the one I have.
Let's stop beating about the bush. How do you know Molly?
I'm prepared for that question, but it's still not easy.
You knew very well that if you threw in the name of my wife, I'd come to you, no matter how vague and suspicious the case was. I just want to know if you're simply a manipulator, or you're really that desperate.
Oh, we're coming down on her hard now.
I really know her. I'm not lying.
Oh, really? How? Were you a nurse, too? Forgive me, but I don't think so.
Don't be rude and so cynical, Sonny.
I'm sorry, but that's me when feline claws are at my throat.
Molly is an old and good friend of mine. She has nothing to do with this, but I knew that if I didn't mention it to you, you wouldn't have come.
Yeah, Natasha, you're right there.
I knew you were a decent fowl, that you would help me. That's what you're famous for.
Don't go there. Flattery doesn't work.
Look, forgive me. I shouldn't have brought your wife into this.
Yeah, probably not.
You're right, you shouldn't have. but to be honest, I don't think she's my wife anymore. On paper she is, but I haven't seen her in years.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I kind of forgot this was towards the beginning of the game. I kind of forgot what had happened to her. She left us. I don't know where she is, but I think we're supposed to believe she's still alive.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Really?
You didn't know? But so you were a good friend of Molly's, but you don't know she's gone? Because I don't think she's in Clawville anymore.
I did. I knew. I checked you out before I sent Deborah.
Yeah, I would assume. Okay, now the truth comes out.
Luck me. This case is getting more and more intriguing.
Alright, we're trying to make our way back up to neutral here. You played me from the start, didn't you? Well, yeah, she did. But let's just jump into it. What exactly do you want?
What exactly do you want from me?
You are really as good as they say you are. And I'm not selling lucky dips, Sonny. Find them, whoever they are, and...
Whatever it takes.
Not exactly, but something like that.
You know, if I didn't see the speck of fear behind the confidence shining in your eyes, I wouldn't take the case.
I'm not afraid.
You're terrified, Natasha. Don't be ashamed.
You must solve this. As soon as you can. Money's not an issue.
The twist here is, what if she is afraid, but not for the reason that we think she's afraid? Like, what if she knows who's behind it, but she doesn't want anyone else to know she knows? So she has to pretend that she doesn't know. And the man that's after her, I'm gonna assume it's a man, might not be, but whoever it is that's after her, she needs us to discover who they are and take them down, and she's more afraid of who they are, not the threats themselves. You know what I mean? Maybe. We didn't do as good that one because Rusted Copper. We really didn't do that bad until that one question that went a little bit awry. I knew that was a dangerous route of questioning to go down. I just didn't know where it was going to go. Oh well. I'm not going to retry. You've got the option to retry. I'm not going to. I'm going to keep going forward with whatever I get. That's what I get. Not bad, but not good either. It's okay for a rookie, but you can do better next time. Next time, pull yourself together and pay attention to the signs. Focus, Sonny. The threat, or rather the threatening word in the messages sent to Natasha is simply whore. It's brief, but it says a lot regardless. All right, we'll continue.
Just one more thing, Sonny.
I don't know if we would have done like better, gotten like 4 or 5 stars if we actually get more info to use. That I don't know if this game has like multiple endings or multiple outcomes or anything like that. I actually don't know. So I don't know if me doing worse on these sections will affect the gameplay that much. I actually don't know.
Natasha.
Please come to 37 Rochester Street in Flower Town tonight. I'd like to show you something that could be of a great help in your investigation.
I was afraid this was coming. Why there? Why not here and now?
It's something I keep hidden there. I won't take the risk of Ibn or one of his men seeing it.
Oh, okay.
Isn't Ibn too dangerous to keep secrets from?
I'm sure she's got many secrets.
Sonny, a woman is naked without her secrets. I knew you would understand.
Oh yeah, I understand everything. So, when do we meet? The night is almost over.
I'll be there in an hour. Don't be early, and don't be too late.
Look, Natasha, you know...
Please, this is very important to me.
Sure, I get it. I'll be there.
I'm almost surprised Ibn hasn't walked in on us yet.
Thank you.
Until later, Natasha.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Okay. Got a key. I've got clues. I don't think I really need to look at them because we kind of just went over them. Oh, actually, this is kind of interesting. The victim, a lady, that's Natasha, is the target of some strange threats, all of them written. I mean, we knew that, but, like, I guess, like, the fact that that's, like, underlined, maybe that's something to keep in mind. Ibn Wessler. Ibn's trying very hard to change the subject when it comes to the threats. He obviously knows more than he's willing to tell. That's what I mean. Like, I think people, somebody knows who's behind the threats, but they're a scary person. Yeah, I need to go back to Filmar. This is the new one. Natasha's afraid and her fear is genuine, but she isn't telling me everything regardless, and I don't like it. That's one of the new ones we have. So is this one. She invited me to her weekend house. Oh yeah, Ibn talked about her having a weekend house. That's right. The threat, or rather the threatening word, is simply horror. People. Got more on Natasha over here. Yeah. Cool. Like I said, we kind of already went over all that, though. Dope. I guess it looks like I can keep kind of talking to her. I guess we might as well, right? So long as she still talks to us.
Why did you name it the Tsar Club when you took over? It was the Millions before.
Maybe you can guess my origins from my name and my accent. I come from the eastern Tsardom of Stavonia. We are quite respectful of our leaders.
You feel that's not the case here in Clawville?
Here? No. Absolutely not, Mr. Featherland. Many here don't even know the name of their king. To them, he's only the Fox King. It's quite disrespectful and rude.
I actually don't know the name of the Fox King either.
There's some truth to that.
Where I'm from, we choose our leaders ourselves, and whatever they do later, we proudly stand by our decision.
So that's why the name, in respect to your country.
Don't take me for so sentimental. It's only partly the reason. We lived there until I was 14. Then we had to flee. It doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
In the end, I was the only one who made it to Clawville. So the name isn't because of nostalgia or respect. More like a reminder.
Under normal circumstances, I'd say this could be important. If you fled because of, I don't know, like political reasons. If you have enemies in your home country, they may have followed you to Clawville in one way or another, and be the group of people threatening you. But considering that the threat is more related to like you and your body or whatever, I don't think that's it. I don't think it's a political enemies. It's something else.
So, why Deborah?
I could not seek you out in person. It was risky even to send Debbie.
It's too late now. Mr. Wessler is aware of my little investigation.
That's true.
I'm sorry I got her mixed up in this. She's a lovely girl.
Well, hopefully nothing's gonna come of this, like, right? Like, she was just doing what she was told.
She looked like one.
Actually, that's a good point. I hope we see her again. She hasn't just been, like, Ibn hasn't just, like, X'd her.
May I be brash?
It's New Year's Eve. Everything goes tonight.
Apparently.
Ibn, do you love him?
In my own way? Yes, I do.
Whatever that means.
You can't understand this, Sonny. There are women who can't actually love. Not like they're supposed to. But that doesn't mean they don't love however they can.
I think I know where she's coming from with that. She's not the sentimental type. We learned that she's, like, cold. She's cold, she's calculating. Like, if she's going to so-called love somebody, they have to be of worth to her, right? And I think that's, again, where the business relationship between Natasha and Ibn comes in.
That's not a real answer, is it?
I think she loves power, and Ibn's powerful.
If you only accept yes or no, then yes, I love him.
Something like that. It's got to be something like that. If I've missed my mark a little bit, then it's not by much.
So this message...
I I'm sorry I had to upset you, Sonny. But if I didn't take that step, would we be talking here right now?
Well, probably I'd be dead drunk and counting sheepmen in my dreams.
Sheepman.
I'm good for you, you see?
I don't know about that.
You're a real angel.
You the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are.
Why just me? What's wrong with my partner?
Nothing in the world. I just like to be discreet. I wanted to talk to you in private because of Molly.
We didn't really talk about Molly, though. The reason you wanted McFeatherland out of the whatever his name is, Marty, our partner, out, is because you knew you could set the pace and the scene and have an easier time manipulating me alone than if there were two of us in here bearing down on you.
Well, thank you for your discretion. It means a lot.
Yeah, no, she's lying.
Don't mention it.
That's what I think. I think she did it to have a better chance of manipulating us.
So, who's this Olivia bird?
I almost forgot about her. She's Ibn's new, assistant. New-ish. She's been working for him for 6 months, she said.
I know well what you're curious about. You want to know if she's sleeping with Ibn.
Not really. I don't think she is. Ibn seems to be pretty wrapped up with you, but Olivia's new, only been here for 6 months. Where's she come from? You know, what does she do? You've only been recently getting threatened. You see my train of thought here? I'm not saying that Olivia's the one doing the threats, but she may be related to the people who are.
The thought may have crossed my mind.
You men. But guess what? Maybe she does.
Natasha's just gonna say, I don't really care.
You don't care?
As long as he loves me, I don't.
That goes back to her, the way she loves. She's not really in it for sentimentality or physicality. It's more of a mental game.
Well, that's your business. What do you know about her?
She's not the one threatening me. You can be sure of that. I know that was your next thought. The lovesick assistant is jealous of the boss's girlfriend and wants to flick her out of the picture. It would even stand up, but Olivia doesn't have feelings. If she let Ibn sleep with her, it's because she does what he says, nothing more.
Yeah, Olivia seems like the cold kind as well, though. Jealous much? User, welcome to the stream. I don't think Olivia is the jealous type. I don't think either of them are in it for that. I also don't think Olivia's the one sending the threatening messages. I still am not taking out of possibility that Olivia is actually also working for someone else, though. That's my angle.
It was so honest and raw, I'm inclined to believe it.
I believe most of that, but I'm not convinced that she's not up to something. That's what it comes down to. I think we've exhausted our line of questioning, unless there's just more to say here.
Seriously, how did you find me? Not even my boss knows where I live.
Really? Why?
Although I didn't include Ibn in my little private mission, some of his resources were still available to me.
Yeah, let me guess. There's someone at the station working for him.
Probably.
Someone? You're so cute when you're playing naive.
Maybe many someones.
Have you ever had dealings with the police?
Not in this city.
And otherwise?
That's probably why she fled her... What'd she say her home country was called?
Does it really
I don't even
matter,
remember.
Mr. Featherland?
Maybe it does. More than a little.
I'm afraid you'll have to unravel that thread yourself. But you will find nothing but a dead end.
I think Ibn hints to maybe a gambling problem that he has? I don't know if I've learned that yet. Or if I have, I haven't picked up on a gambling problem. I don't think we've talked about, I haven't talked to Ibn today, so if it was last time, I don't remember. That could maybe explain why Ibn has sold so many of his properties, is because he actually lost them gambling. No, I think no, they did talk about gambling. You're right. They talk about, I think you're right. I think I just forgot. I think he does do something. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I just forgot about it.
Weren't you supposed to be waiting in the car?
Yeah, what are you still doing here, nerd?
I was bored to tears, Sonny. I also thought maybe something happened to you.
To be fair, so long as he's not being kicked out already, because Natasha had it in her mind that Ibn was gonna come back and probably kick us out. So as long as Marty hasn't been kicked out yet,
You thought Natasha had eaten me alive, huh?
although him staying inside the building could, and me not being anywhere to be seen, could tip Ibn off that I'm up to something. So maybe Marty being out in the open was a bad idea.
Well, who knows? You're such a fragile little thing.
I'm not fragile, I'm a chicken.
I'm too old for this, Marty.
Then next time, leave the dangerous predators to me.
I didn't mean that, Marty. I meant you.
Oh.
Oh, Marty. Is there any other thing that anyone else wander? I don't remember you, but I can't click on you. Anyone else wander in here that I can look at? Olivia's still here, even though Ibn's gone.
Oh, it's you. How can I help you, gentlemen?
I don't know if you can, but
Look, we really don't want to dig into your personal life, but
But what exactly is my relationship with Mr. Wessler? And how close am I to him?
I mean, if you want to keep answering my, asking my questions for me, by all means, have at it.
you don't beat around the bush, ma'am.
Well, actually, I remember.
I don't have time to chit-chat, Mr. Featherland. So yes, I'm not one to beat around the bush. And no, I'm not sleeping with Mr. Wessler.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the quick and straight answer.
I believe it. We love a straightforward queen. Queen! Is she gonna actually turn out to be... I still think she's up to something, but is she gonna turn out to actually be on our side eventually? I don't know,
Anything
maybe.
else?
She's got some kind of relationship with Marty that has been suggested but not explained yet. New function at... Oh, okay. Well, let's do that.
Do you come here often, Olivia?
No, not really.
Well, okay. Thanks.
That's true, because she's probably with Ibn most of the time, being that she's Ibn's assistant, and Ibn only comes around here when Natasha is playing, and Natasha only plays every now and again.
You're welcome.
That seemed really heartfelt. You're welcome.
You know, Ibn's not as ferocious as you'd think. On the contrary, he's become very different recently.
Yeah, in the sense that he's sold off a lot of his properties.
I heard. Don't you find that weird? A sudden change of heart?
Sometimes an animal just has enough. Fed up and wants a change. I deeply respect that.
I wonder if he's being pushed into it, though.
Well, thank you for your honesty, ma'am.
Or if he's gambled it all away.
What's your relationship with Miss Natasha Kutsenko?
We've talked a bit, that's all.
Just a bit?
There's no tension between you? You know, the pretty secretary.
Well, thank you for your compliment, Mr. Featherland. No, no tension. Natasha's an intelligent woman. I respect her.
I believe that. I do think it's funny. She's that felt heartfelt. I think she doesn't mind talking to us nearly as much as Marty.
Is that
Maybe.
mutual?
That I can't tell.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, Natasha has a weekend house in Flowerville.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell me anything about it?
Probably not.
I've never been there. Allegedly, it's beautiful. Elegant and luxurious. Just like Natasha herself.
It's because it even seems like that Ibn doesn't go there, or at least not much. That was kind of the impression I
Look,
got.
Olivia, you know, last time...
Oh, he's trying.
Please, Marty, there's no need.
Yes, there is. I know I wasn't a gentleman, and I know I should have called you, but I was young and...
Oh.
You don't have to explain. I wasn't waiting long for your call. I forgot about it fast.
Yeah, apparently he ghosted her. I think he said Natasha has the... Oh, Natasha has the gambling problem? I don't remember. Wow, I don't remember. Maybe they both have a gambling problem? Maybe that's how Ibn ended up selling this place to her. Or not really selling, giving it to her. He bought the place for her. But maybe that's part of it? I don't know. I don't know. Marty, why did you ghost Olivia?
That's good to hear, I suppose.
I mean, in the sense, I don't know if she's telling the full honest truth there. about forgetting you immediately, because when we walked up, she very coldly ignored you. I think there might still be some resentment there. I'm just saying. But Marty's not the kind to pick up on that. Stawania, that's what it was. The Tsardom of Stawania. What did we learn about Ibn? Come on, I'm clicking on it. There we go. After the show, Ibn left the Tsar Club suspiciously fast. That's true. Because, yeah, he left Olivia here, and he never came back to kick Marty out. That's what Natasha was afraid. He's setting something up, especially now that he knows we're on this case. He's setting something up. Weird that he left Olivia behind, though. Olivia's perfectly devoid of emotion. That doesn't mean she's not Ibn's lover. I kind of don't think they are. If they've had a fling, it's a fling, but I don't think they're lovers. Marty dated Olivia for a short period. I don't know if that's true. Did they date? He ghosted her. I don't want to know more about this. I kind of do, just personally. We got to know our partner, right? We got to know everything about Marty. We got to trust one another. It's the bleak world of the proud Stawanians, mostly inhabited by predators and big cats. Okay. The political situation between Clawville and Stawania is quite tense and delicate for both historical and commercial reasons. I guess she said Stavanian. Tsardom was the biggest loser of the meat war, but most animals have been considering them the potential trigger of the second meat war and the biggest threat looming over the modern world. Oh. Okay. Altera, the two-headed continent, may only be the second biggest of the three continents of the wilderness, but it's the home of the most advanced and most influential states of the world, like Nautica, the Stovos Tsardom, Aviria, Vilesia, and Swalasso, Veleslavia, or the Fran Empire, and of course Clawville, the city of 1,000 colors. Wow, that was not easy for me to say. Hector III, that's the name of the Fox King, is the third member of the Falou dynasty. Although Clawville is a small state, its king is amongst the most influential animals of the wilderness, not because of the city's actual importance, but for the riches of its faraway colonies. How much, I didn't realize how much political intrigue we were gonna get beyond the city. Like, of the world itself. Hey, Philmar, we need to talk to you.
So, have you talked to Natasha?
I have.
In fact, yes. She was, kind of mysterious.
I bet she was. You know, I've never abandoned a case before. Not voluntarily, anyway. But that woman...
You're, too old for this shit, huh?
As you say, pal.
That's exactly how I felt, too.
Before you leave, take this and examine it closely.
I like how it's like we're too old to be doing detective work, even though we're detectives.
What is it?
The reason I've decided all of this is not worth it for me.
What did you give me?
Wow, that sounds encouraging.
Take care of yourselves, guys. This case, maybe it goes deeper than you'd think.
Oh, I assumed that.
Oh, that makes my feathers stand on end.
Ah, old croakers. You're safe while I'm here.
I doubt that. Sonny's staring at Marty. Marty has shot us before. Marty has upright shot us before.
Okay, I didn't say anything.
Alright. We can ask him some questions. What did you give me? What is this?
We stepped into it, didn't we?
I can't zoom in on it?
Of all that's furry, what kind of a list is this?
Exactly. I have no idea, but I don't even want to find out.
Those names, all top dogs. Maybe they play cards together.
Ah.
Sure, that's very likely. Anyway, I pried this list out of a dead man's hand. Somebody dropped him outside the forest, a few miles from the Wessler residence.
Okay.
I should have known she was keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets? She's the secret herself.
Thanks, Philmar. This could be important.
That's weirdly cryptic.
Don't thank me. Maybe I've just signed your death warrant.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, shut up, Marty.
I see the names on it? Yeah, it's names of people. I don't recognize any of them, and then a string of numbers, almost like a serial number, and then a final number. Okay. Don't know what to do with that information just yet. We can leave, but we can also ask you things.
The truth is, Ibn's a dirty bastard, but he's likable. It must be his charisma that snared Natasha.
Maybe there's more to it than simple wild love.
Oh, absolutely.
Who knows? Animals commit the dirtiest of deeds for wild love.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what's going on. Unless there's a mysterious other man that Tasha hasn't brought up.
You've got a point.
Or I guess even a mysterious woman that Ibn's hiding. But I kind of doubt that one.
We stepped into it, didn't we?
That's an understatement. All of these names,
Belong to the upper crust. Yeah, I noticed.
it's only some sex cult, if you're lucky.
Don't even go there, Marty.
Yeah, all right.
Wonderful girl. Either I'm gonna kill her or I'm beginning to like her.
Well, the first thing would be a crime, Mr. Detective, sir.
That's funny. I swear I've heard that before.
To be honest, me too.
So, Natasha invited us to her weekend house.
That's either very good news or very bad news.
50%. That's not that bad, is it?
That's an admirable attitude.
I think it might be skewed, though. It's two options, but one seems more likely than the other.
Attitude, yeah, he's got that. Most of the time, I think that's all he's got.
Hey,
Who is this woman anyway? She's like Ibn's shadow. Nobody knows anything about her.
Yet she's here and he's not.
I don't know if she has anything to do with the case, but it's worth keeping an eye on her anyway.
More women, more trouble.
You already fantasizing?
Even the sight of young women make me tired. Anyway, most people say she's the rat's lover too. But next to Natasha, I doubt he'd want her. Anyway, Pussycat would have already torn her to shreds.
Could be.
Could be. Don't know how much I believe that.
Take care of yourself, old bird.
You're one to talk.
Okay. Do you have more to say to the bartender?
Hey, Big Nose, where did Mr. Wessler go?
unfortunately, I don't know, Big Face. But I wouldn't tell you even if I did.
I know, we've been very rude to the bartender.
Really?
Say, did anyone ever tell you that you're an irritating piece of
We started it.
Anything else, dear sirs?
Like, honestly.
That girl is looking at me.
Oh, you think the waitress might be, a spy?
She's just looking at anyone whose glass is empty, Marty. That's all.
No, Sonny. She was staring at me, like, hard. I saw it.
Marty, you're imagining things. Oh, wait a second.
You see that, right? She's looking right at us with those big, black, weird squirrel eyes.
Okay, Marty, don't panic. And just look elsewhere and walk away slowly.
Creepy little squirrel girl.
It's supposed to be a joke. She might be watching us for Ibn. All right, I think we can just leave. I think we can go. Oops. I only recognize a few names on the list Filmar shoved into my hand, but all of them belong to respected elite of Clawville. Could be a wedding roster, but I doubt that's the case. The list with all those imposing names must have something to do with Natasha and thus with the threats too. There's a dead body outside of the Wessler residence, though, not outside of Natasha's weekend house, so that's important to know. Again, that Ibn probably knows more than he's letting on. Seems Filmar also used to work for Natasha, but he got out of the case before the ground got too hot. Anyway, he kept a piece of evidence, which could be very useful to us. Weekend house. Natasha's weekend house. It stands in the cleanest and most separated quarter of the city in Flowerville. I'm curious about what she's hiding there. All kinds of things, I'm sure. I'm just looking at where I can... I don't know if there's a reason to go to any of the other places. They've got little hourglasses, so I guess if I went there, I'd have to like skip some time or something. Let's go to the weekend house.
Well, if there's one thing I'd learned during 20 years of detective work, it's that if someone wants to meet you at a remote location at night, you should bring an army for backup. One time, me and Marty were stupid enough to underestimate a situation like that, and we never really recovered.
Oh,
and
no.
yet, here we were again, about to step alone into something hauntingly familiar. Only one tactic remained, as the old dogs say. Balls to the wall.
Okay.
This place gives me the creeps.
I wouldn't say I like it either.
Let's take a look around before we go inside.
Textbook.
I'm telling you, it's a trap.
Shut up, Marty.
That wasn't supposed to be Natasha's hand, was it? Dying? That wasn't supposed to be her hand in that cutscene, right? I assumed that was like a flashback. I assumed that wasn't Natasha. She's not dead, is she, right now? We've got a shoe, though.
Damn.
Whose shoe is this?
It's not a good sign.
Maybe she just lost it when she hurried into the house.
Hold up a minute.
Right.
Do you think it belongs to Natasha?
No idea. Do you think I measured a feet when I was in a room?
I wouldn't put it past you, Sonny. I'm just being honest.
Not sure I want to know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh no. Oh no.
So, this is the word. What can I say? The message is loud and clear.
Yeah, no kidding. It's huge.
Yeah. What matters is who is it for and what does it mean?
I can't misunderstand that if I wanted to.
We'll see.
Wait a second, did that bimbo put a spell on you? As you used to say, don't let it cloud your objective judgment, Boss Bird.
Watch who you're talking to, boy.
Well, I feel like we know what the message should be and what it means, but how does it relate to Natasha? Like, it seems like a very clear message, but is it from an ex-lover of Natasha's? That's the thing, right?
Chicken police, hands up.
We might actually want to come in with a gun on this one.
Marty, that's enough.
All right, Marty. Actually, you probably should hang on to that.
Marty, before we enter, did you bring Big Bertha?
Probably should, maybe.
Of course, she's in the trunk.
It's time to get Her Majesty out.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Should I actually go back to it? Oh, okay. Now it's letting me do that.
Let's go.
Hello, my beauty.
Just don't point it at me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Aw, scared? Take it easy. I swore I'm not gonna shoot you again.
Yeah, it's still not comforting.
Very gallant of you, partner.
What, are you still pissed at me? I'm happy to remind you why you got shot the first time.
I get it. Just shut the fuck up already.
I wouldn't ever trust someone who shot me. At least not trust them entirely.
It's the nothing.
What was that?
Yeah, it's the nothing.
Forget it. Just an old quote from a movie. It means it's fucking dark in here.
But it looks like there's lights on. Is it dark?
Flashlight.
I didn't bring one.
Me neither. What a pair of fucking professionals.
Yep.
But you do have a shotgun with you.
We should have shotguns for this kind of deal.
Is that from an old movie?
No, it's an original.
Figures.
Is it dark in here? Oh, it's Deborah! No!
She was lying on the floor as if she was sleeping. She looked peaceful. Almost. The large pool of blood ruined the picture. Poor, delicate Deborah. Maybe you were too pure and innocent for this city. But in the end, its filth pulled you under. You know, no animal can swim in high heels.
It kind of makes it seem like... It almost makes it seem like Ibn would be behind this. Because Natasha sent Deborah to find us. And now that Ibn knows we're on this case, Ibn runs over to kill off Deborah, who means nothing to him, as a message to send to Natasha. That still doesn't seem to quite add up, though, because if that's the case, why the masquerade about being in love with Natasha, the gifts, the showing up to the shows? I guess to keep an eye on her or whatever, but it seems like if this is, like, you wouldn't need to send these weird, veiled, threatening messages to each other unless Ibn wants Natasha to be scared, but not know that it's coming from Ibn. But that would make it difficult for Ibn to control her if she doesn't know who's after her. So it almost makes it sound like Ibn's the one behind it, but that doesn't add up. I think this is just coincidence that it happens to be Deborah, because Deborah just happened to probably be maybe here to meet with Natasha or something.
Wild gods. Fuck even.
Yeah, it's her. Deborah. The girl who came to my office.
I figured, but what the hell happened? Was it Natasha? Is this what you wanted us to see?
I doubt that.
No. I mean, I don't think so, Marty. She seemed very attached to the girl, and I believed her. Furthermore, she has no motive to kill her. Natasha meant some object. Something maybe the killer wanted, too. And the poor girl was trying to protect it.
Did she seem that kind of girl?
She risked a lot simply by coming to see me. She would have done it for her mistress.
Why is she naked? Was it sexual? I mean, there's no sign of struggle. She seems untouched. Maybe she knew her assailant. Was it a lover?
This looks premeditated. So far, the messages have appeared in weird places, but this is a new level. It's no longer just about empty threats.
Well, maybe Natasha's on her way here right now. Or she was already here and something happened to her, too. Kidnapped, or worse.
It does make Natasha's message to us to come in an hour, not at all any sooner, and not too much later. That makes her saying that really suspect.
Those are possibilities, but we can't wait. We don't have time for guessing. Search the house. Search everything. The room's not trashed. Whoever did this wasn't looking for the same thing we are.
Or they knew exactly where to find it. Wait, what are we looking for exactly?
Don't know. So if Natasha's behind this, and she's faking the messages, it'd be really cold of Natasha to kill her assistant off like that, and I feel like it wouldn't have been necessary. But if you follow that line of thinking, Natasha could be behind the threats just to have a reason to get us involved so that we could find something else out that isn't related to the messages, but related to something else that's after Natasha. So the whole, like, threatening messages thing could be a wild goose chase, a red herring, if you will. It's kind of a stretch, though.
I have no idea, but it's something important. Things like that have a way of getting noticed when you come across them.
Amen to that.
New personal info. What do we got here? Deborah is dead! And the word whore is written on her back, too. What do we know about Deborah now? Found her body in Natasha's weekend house, naked with a message on her back. And Marty. Seeing Deborah shocked Marty quite a bit. I can understand why. I knew it's not going to be a routine case, but I didn't want to drag this feather duster into anything like this. Yeah, this was supposed to not be too wild of a case, and yet here we are. It had an exclamation mark up here. Should I, like... I don't know if I can, like, drink or smoke or...
Oh man, I totally get you.
I don't know. I'm not sure why I had an exclamation mark up there. I don't have any new items. Okay, whatever. Well, I'm guessing that this is gonna lead to something, and I'm kind of out of time, unfortunately. I didn't have a lot of time this morning, so I think I'm gonna put a stop in there for the time being. 'Cause I think that's a good spot to stop. I'm kind of out of time for this morning's stream. I want to pick this up again on Thursday morning, probably sooner than I did this stream, hopefully. So, until then, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you, the music was very loud. I want to pick this up again on Thursday if you couldn't hear me. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.